PC-PBT doesn't need to be dried.
Really?
It is one of those materials, at least our blend, again, like I say, watch that video. There are variations between the blends. There are sometimes fillers that are added that can change that.
Well, first of all, welcome back, and please tell everyone about yourself, Josh.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. I'm Josh Van Vleet, and I am the plant manager at Push Plastic in Springdale, Arkansas. I've been 3D printing for many years and making filament for some of those years as well. And we just really enjoy making filament that solves problems for people. So I'm glad you have me here so we can talk more about some of these special filaments.
Okay, so PC-PBT, in plain English, what is it?
So PC-PBT is it's an alloy. It's a plastic alloy. So it's polycarbonate and polybutylene terephthalate. Two different materials. One's semicrystalline, the other one's amorphous. And there's a compatibilizer that bonds them together. And I know you said plain English, but that's about as plain as it gets. Yes. So basically, it's a rigid plastic mixed with the flexible plastic, and there's a special chemical that makes them mix together really well that also enhances its impact resistance. And it's interesting because those two plastics independently have very defined strengths and weaknesses, and when you put them together, they reinforce each other's weaknesses. And there's a lot of statistics that are a trade-off, and typically you'll see things like rigidity and impact resistance are two different things that tend to be a trade-off because of the flexibility kind of lends itself towards ductility, which is part of what keeps things from shattering. Whereas if something is really rigid, it could be more inclined to shatter or catastrophically break at a certain point. So it's usually you get a trade-off. It's either flexible and highly impact resistant, or it's really rigid and not so impact resistant. So you've got your polycarbonate that's pretty rigid and it has a decent amount of impact resistance, but it can shatter. And then you have your PBT that is really soft and pliable, and it's almost like a TPU or a silicone, like a flexible. It's not quite as flexible, but it's lean in that direction. And when you mix them together, the way the molecules mix and the way the compatibilizer does its thing, it increases not only the rigidity and the impact resistance of both materials, but it also increases the chemical resistance and the water resistance and UV resistance. All those things come together because of the way the molecules mix and forms a protective barrier. Basically, that's the PBT's contribution, is like chemical resistance and stuff.
So I guess my next question would be is, so why does this material exist? What does it do better than PETG, ASA, or ABS?
On the screen here, you can see this is what it does better than the other things, basically. So PC-PBT is right here in the middle, and typical materials that people use are PLA, PETG, ABS, and then there's ASA right next to it, and then there's PCTG over here. So obviously in impact strength, PC-PBT outperforms almost everyone except ASA. And then typically that would be a trade-off with flexural strength. So you see PLA, high heat PLA, PETG, and ABS, they're all got pretty good flexural strength. But then if you look at PC-PBT, you know, instead of it being such a trade-off, it's still one of the top contenders in both metrics. So that's kind of what it does better. And, you know, going down this list, this is a list on our website of some third-party testing that we had done on printed samples of our material. You can go down there and you can see how PC-PBT is pretty routinely in the top 3 of just about every metric, and that's what it does better than everything else. You know, everything else tends to be more specialized or have stats leaning one direction or the other, whereas PC-PBT is kind of just a good all-around material, and it's my favorite material when I need to print something serious that I need to like really work.
What would be the biggest advantages of this material?
So one of the biggest advantages for PC-PBT is the rigidity mixed with the impact resistance. So I have some pictures here. Yeah, so one of the things that PC-PBT does that's best, or one of the reasons you lean towards it, is a combination of impact resistance and rigidity. So it really excels in assemblies. So like this picture here is a picture of a cable, a brake cable guide bracket. And so it's for a motorcycle, and that circular portion goes onto the frame. The zip tie secures it to the frame, and then the brake cable goes through the triangle shaped looking rectangular hole. And you can put a bunch of those on the frame of the motorcycle, and it can ride along with the motorcycle, be exposed to all the elements. It can get kicked and hit, and it'll stay in place. It won't deform and be soft and rubbery or anything like that. So another thing, here's an example of one that is it's a rotary fan housing, basically. So it's just a big part that you can print with PC-PBT, and these are both pictures I just pulled off the internet. They're not particularly customers of ours necessarily. But anyways, this is a big rotary fan housing, and so it's something that you want to be rigid. It's a housing, but you also want it to be able to take a beating. And so you don't want it to shatter because it's got something spinning in it. You know, it's a rotary fan housing. I got this car, the Chevette, and I'm working on rebuilding it. And one of the things that's wrong is the top vent heat defroster knob. It's broken as they do, and it's, you know, there's cables on the other side that it has leverage against. So you can see on this is a replacement part that I just got a picture of because they don't really even make these for me to be able to get at. So I've taken the broken part, and you've got the two posts there in that center axis, and I want to reprint this part in PC-PBT, and I believe it'll be stronger than this ABS part that it used to be. And it'll probably last longer than the original because that one snapped pretty quickly. And so this is an example of something you'd want to have for PC-PBT, and one of the things I'm going to use it for as soon as I get it all designed up. You know, I'm a busy guy. But it's going to be something that's going to, yeah, it's gonna leverage all the strengths of PC-PBT. It's gonna be in a hot car. It's gonna be rigid, so it can run those cables. There's some impact resistance there, so it's gonna like deal with the strain of moving that lever back and forth and stressing the plastic parts. So I'm excited. I think it'll work just fine, and that's an example of something that I would use PC-PBT for over any other material.
So what kind of printer setup, what kind of environmental concerns do we have if we want to print PC-PBT?
Yeah, so PC-PBT does warp and shrink like most of the other engineering grade or specialty plastics that aren't just like easy to print hobby filaments or plastics. So the PC-PBT, you need to have an enclosure. You can print it without an enclosure, but it's exceedingly difficult. It's just better to just have an enclosed printer. A heated chamber is a plus, but not necessary. But I do like to heat soak the enclosure. So I like to wait a while for the heated build plate to kind of preheat the enclosure before I print anything of any sort of substantial size. The other thing is PC-PBT doesn't like the PEI build plates that people use. It comes off of it pretty easily. So like your typical bamboo build plate or something else, they're all pretty much some form of PEI. And so what I usually use is a build plate helper, an adhesive, and I'll plug these guys because I know them. Black Magic, they make a really good build plate adhesive. It's real affordable, and they come with these applicators. It's just like a little foam applicator, if I can get it open. It's just like a little applicator that you just dribble that on, and then you just spread it real thin all over the plate. Fan of the old Vision Miner nanopolymer adhesive. This is also one of them that I use for PC-PBT, but I consider these essential. Like normally I say just get your settings right and get your layer height correct and change your settings and deal with it. But with PC-PBT, and nylon, but in specifically PC-PBT, I highly recommend using build plate adhesive like that, and nothing wimpy like glue stick. Like you could probably get away with glue stick, but these other things are like made specifically for these types of applications, and it shows. It really does increase the reliability, and a little goes a long way. You just treat your build plate once, and then you can use it over and over and over again.
There are other suppliers that have their own versions of PC-PBT. Prusa has it. I think I've seen a few others. What does your version do differently?
So yeah, it's a blend. So you can have different ratios of PC and PBT, and then like I mentioned before, there's other chemicals that are called compatibilizers that are used to like bring it all together and help them bond better and make a better alloy. Our PC-PBT, we've spent several years custom formulating it, and it has a really high impact resistance, higher than most. It's like specifically made for the impact resistance aspect of it. So that is how ours is a little bit different. It's more utilitarian than maybe the other ones. Perhaps I haven't really tested the other one, so I don't want to speak too much about it. But we don't focus too much on printability as much as we do the end use application. And so that's usually where our materials differ from competitors, is our competitors generally tend towards modifying it towards ease of printing or printability, whereas we tend to modify it more towards, final application statistics, like the actual end user, what they're going to care about in terms of what the parts that they are making, not necessarily how they're making those parts.
So PCP, oh, wow, I cannot say that tonight.
Yeah.
So PC-PBT is not necessarily the strongest in every way, but it might be the better choice when you need a rigid, durable, and heat-resistant engineering part, essentially.
Yes. Yeah, jack of all trades, master of none.
So this material is hygroscopic. So prior to loading the spool into the 3D printer, what would be your recommendations for drying? How long? What temperature? And should it stay in a dry box while printing?
So going back to my drawing video, you should check that out if you haven't watched it already.
Link above.
The drawing video I did with Paul. PC-PBT doesn't need to be dried.
Really?
It is one of those materials, at least our blend, again, like I say, watch that video. There are variations between the blends. There are sometimes fillers that are added that can change that. So what I'm saying is not necessarily true for every PC-PBT. So results may vary, as they say. Like, crucify me in the comments again. Go ahead. But the
Microphones
the disclaimer, right? I reserve the right to ignore you. Anyways, our PC-PBT, it's every plastic is to some degree hygroscopic. To some degree. Ours is to such a low degree, it's negligible. You don't need to worry about it. You can leave it in your machine shop, open to the humid air in Georgia or the Hawaiian Islands, and then you can just throw it in your printer and send it, and it'll be fine, I promise.
Like that
if
big
you
giant
don't
spool
like
sitting
it,
over here?
exactly, yeah, if it doesn't work, you can contact me. I run the factory, I'll take care of you, and we'll figure it out, but it will work, right? Like, so PC-PBT is not in any sort of way significantly hygroscopic when it's in a filament format going into your typical hot end. And yeah, sure, there's some out edge case somewhere that'll be in the comments. Go take a look. But that's just the way it is. It'll run just fine, and we dry it very thoroughly before we make it into filament, and that's what protects it from hydrolysis. But once it's made into a filament, it's good, it's protected, it's sealed up. That's part of what the PBT is there for, is to improve the chemical resistance. Water is a chemical. That is one of the chemicals it's resistant to. It's fine. So take a deep breath, send it, and see if I'm lying.
Okay, and also we do have a discount code where Nerdy is cool that they can use at Push Plastic and they can save some money.
Yep, that's where nerdy is cool 15. Don't forget the 15. And you get a 15% off discount. And please use that promo code when you order from our website. It directly supports Paul. And I know you guys want to try our PC-PBT, and you probably should try our nylon too if you're feeling dangerous. And so when you go to our website, you buy material. We're also running a promo right now on black PLA 1Ks. So even if you want to be boring and you just want to get the normie stuff, we got that too. Just go there and use the promo code. Don't forget to use that promo code. Don't, if you saw us here and we inspired you to buy, give Paul some credit and use his promo code, please.
Thank you very much. Like you said, and in complete fairness, like I said, the channel does earn a small commission, and that in turn helps yours truly generate content like this. The entire filament series of videos I've been doing here with Josh at Push Plastic have been very well received, a lot of great comments and a lot of traffic. If you have ideas for next videos, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you want to help me out with the algorithm, that'd be fantastic. Give me a like, hit subscribe. And if you want to go on further, I have a link down below for Ko-fi. That's where you can throw me a couple bucks for coffee, or if you want to make it part of a monthly regular donation, I'd appreciate that too. Check it out. Again, just take a peek at it. That's it for this video. If you want to see what I'm working on for my next video, check out my social media. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, /X, Facebook, and of course, here on YouTube. As I close out all my videos, I say the same thing. Please print safe, but hang on, don't go anywhere. You're going to love the next video.